After the recent doom and gloom food news, I think it's time for Swapper Shopper to bring you something positive. What do you say? First up, we've got Innocent Drinks. Now, they're trying a brand new packaging identity. It feels like this has changed so many times that I can't actually keep track of it. This is the new design they're hoping for. And to refresh you, here is the current design. Now, currently you can see by looking at the package which fruits are in it, which I think I prefer, but they're going to go away with that and change it to the new branding, which I think is a step backwards personally. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Next up, if you've seen those Too Good To Go bags on social media, well, good news, ASDA are now rolling out this program to up to 1,000 stores. Now, if you haven't seen these already, here's an example of a Greggs one. Basically, you pay a smaller amount of money for things that are basically going off or that are surplus. The store will sell you it for a much cheaper price. It benefits everyone and it reduces the amount of food waste overall. What we've been told is the surprise bags, as they're being called, will be available for £3.30 and will include a minimum of £9 worth of goods. Basically, they can usually be bought from the likes of Greggs, Subway, etc. All the contents is going to be varied, could be breakfast items, lunch, dinner, food, cakes, pastries, etc. So that's going to roll out. We're expecting that to roll out imminently. Now, there's always got to be some bad food news, and unfortunately that is that Pavel and Roman have waived their anonymity rights because they were slaves who were brought here alongside 14 other people to work at McDonald's restaurants and also a bread manufacturer. Now, we're not being told who the bread manufacturer is, but we do know that they supplied ASDA, Co-op, M&S, Sainsbury's, Tesco, and also Waitrose. So all of these supermarkets alongside McDonald's are getting a lot of flack because their anti-slavery measures failed to pick up on the fact that these guys were working as slaves for essentially a group of people over in the Czech Republic. Multiple employees had the same registered address. A lot of them have terraced homes in Enfield in North London, worked at the same bakery, worked at the same McDonald's. Basically, it was found because one of the victims over in the Czech Republic had actually flagged it to the authorities, who then contacted the British authorities. Now, good news for waistlines in the northeast. Junk food adverts are a thing of the past, but it's only for the transport. So transport industries are now going to be banned from placing adverts that contain unhealthy junk food, such as the items on screen now. Now, the idea is it's going to be matching other locations within the UK where this is already planning or already banned. The idea is reducing the amount of visual appeal that these junk food adverts have and the amount of demand it's placing on the industry for such low cost but high calorie foods. And if you've been checking your receipt lately, you'll be finding that your olive oil purchases are even more expensive now. Olive oil has gone up again in price, up to now £9.12 a litre on average. Now, they're blaming a drop in olive oil production. Now, this is because of extreme droughts and, of course, of the global population requiring more and more olive oil. Apparently, they just can't keep up. So, unfortunately, there is no current slowdown of the olive oil price. Expect to be paying more in supermarkets, unfortunately. I think this is just a sign of the times. And finally, bad news for unscrupulous business owners, because if you are not receiving your fair share of tips as a service worker in the UK, you can now launch an employee tribunal. Now, what that basically means is that you are legally entitled to your fair share of the tips. The main industries that are going to benefit from this are restaurants, cafes, pubs, bars, hairdressers, and taxi drivers the most effectively. So if you do not believe you're receiving the fair amount of tips, whether that's cash or card, you now have legal options available to you. If you found any of the news today helpful, please like the video, press subscribe, it takes a minute of your time, it's completely free, and ring the bell notification that means you get videos every single time I upload.